Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today I'm here to talk to you about the imitation effect when it comes to influencers. I had some thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so first I want to read the definition of what imitation is, at least according to the internet. And then I want to apply this to influencer culture, marketing, consuming a lot of YouTube content and stuff on Instagram and TikTok, because I do believe that there's a way to consume this content in a positive manner. But I do think that the line gets blurred so often for so many people, and a lot of times it happens without anyone even recognizing what's really going on. So to start out, imitation is an advanced behavior whereby an individual observes and replicates another's behavior. Imitation is also a form of social learning that leads to the development of traditions and ultimately our culture. And I think most of us know what imitating is. It's to copy someone else. And the whole idea of influencers is very new. Okay, like this idea of consuming someone as an internet personality and being influenced by what they buy, what they show, the style that they have, the way that they speak. It's a new concept and I find it very intriguing myself. And, you know, a few of you guys have said, well, you're an influencer because you influenced me to buy the Treat Beauty lip balm, or something that I showed for Axel, you guys have purchased for your own dog. I fully understand that I am influencing to a certain degree. However, I think that there's a way to control how you're influencing people. If you're influencing people to once in a while buy something special for their dog, or buy themselves that new bronzer that they've been having their eye on for a long time, there is a distinct line. And I've always said that one of my biggest problems with influencers is the out of control spending, the consistent hauls. Most working class people in America are not in a financial position to go to Target once a week and drop $300. And that is what you see so often with these influencers. Most people do not have it in their financial means to go to Sephora once a month and drop $500 on new makeup. That is a car payment, that is part of their mortgage payment, that is a whole month of groceries for a family of 4. That is a lot of money that is just being dropped in a single day. The other side of that, and this is a way that I started looking at it that really helped me understand before I had a channel and was doing my own thing, influencers are a business. So the things that they buy are tax write-offs. All these high-end luxury makeup hauls are write-offs. The new computer that they're buying, it's a write-off. The fancy desk and throw pillows that they have in their home office is a write-off. So looking at it in that manner, they're able to write it all off, but they're influencing you to buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need, that you can't write off, unless you're doing the same thing. I started really looking at it in that light and reminding myself that all of this stuff, they're able to write off. If I go spend $120 at Target, I can't write that off. Now, my position now is a little bit different because I do have a channel and I'm sort of, venturing into that side of things, but I'm still never going to be a haul channel or consistently redecorating my rooms or doing 1,000, new makeup hauls. That's not my journey. I don't ever want to influence a shopping addiction for someone. Shopping addictions are very real, and I realize that some people will say, oh, well, a shopping addiction is easy to take control of. at the end of the day, there are people who have actual problems with buying things. And I almost wonder if some of these influencers don't have shopping addictions. With the rate that they are buying stuff that they don't need, it's really made me scratch my head in the past, to be honest. Aside from the out of control spending and sort of showing their audience that this is normal behavior, even though it is not normal at all, don't ever forget that. The other side of this is that all of these materialistic items and all of the shopping and all of the cute stuff at Target and all of the clothes and all of the, blankets and seasonal decor, none of this is making any of these people happy. I promise you that much. I have been in a position where I have been surrounded by lots of materialistic items and had the luxury to go buy, whatever. None of it made me happy. In fact, I would argue the exact opposite, where I was my happiest when I didn't have a bunch of stuff around me. It was the most humbling section of my life, but I was also the most genuinely happy. That taught me what happiness really looked like. It is not buying designer handbags and having all of the nicest stuff. True happiness comes from the people that you surround yourself with, your frame of mind, maybe unpacking some, emotional trauma that you have not dealt with before. All of these things can make up, a very happy individual. It has nothing to do with all of this nonsense, materialistic garbage. And I also don't want to miss the point in this video that buying things for yourself is great. Example, I just bought myself those Ray-Ban sunglasses for my birthday, and I'm very happy with my purchase. But there is a very big difference between constantly doing that and constantly dropping $200, $300, $89, $72. When you're doing that consistently every single day of your life and you're acquiring all of these things, especially if it's because you're buying it because you saw an influencer use it or plug it on their social media, that's where things can get out of control. And that's where I also say that buying all of this materialistic garbage is not going to equate to happiness, especially if you're trying to buy things to mask you being unhappy, maybe needing to tackle some we all like to buy ourselves things, especially, you're working hard, you're stressed out, and rewarding yourself with something can be very positive. It can feel really good. But when it comes to buying those things because of an influencer, it's just sort of like, where does it end? Where does the constant advertising end? It really does make me upset, because when you have people that are in a lower or middle class comparing themselves to influencers and, imitating influencers, I just think that the toll on the mental health, even if it's not hit you right now, it can be detrimental in the future. Now, lastly, let's talk about mommy influencers, because I think this is where it really, I have like a zero tolerance for it, because when you're talking about mom influencers, let's start out with the labor and delivery vlogs, the pregnancy vlogs, the low-key mom shaming that can happen with some of these mom influencers by saying that, they had a natural birth and this is what they're doing. And it's low-key mom shaming. It's not all the time is it direct and in your face, but I have seen it. I've heard it with my own ears, and I'm not saying that all of them do it. Some of them, it might just be 1 or 2 comments here and there. But it does happen and it does exist. When you're saying things like that to your audience and you have a platform of 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, or 1 million people, your words can be detrimental to those who are consuming your content. There are people who look at these influencers as role models. And when that role model is shaming part of their audience or even all of their audience, that is a big FU to everyone who subscribes to that channel and everyone who might be going through the same steps of life that the influencer is going through, i.e. having children. The second part, and I've talked about this several times, is I constantly see these mom influencers plugging things like really fancy Tupperware. You have to have the, this kind of car seat, this kind of stroller. Everything is expensive. Everything is top notch. These kinds of clothes. I will always say this. If your children are fed, loved, have safe shelter, and you are present with them, those are the most important things that a parent can do for their child. Unconditional love, being present, giving them attention. You don't need the special edition Tupperware and the $2,000 car seat. There are many other affordable options. I am so tired of everything being attached to a big ass price tag. It's ridiculous. Parenting is so much more than buying all of this expensive crap. Be present with your child. Don't expect them for money and views on YouTube. Let's start there. Don't use them in sponsored advertisements because you know that that will generate more clicks and views because you have a really cute kid in the advertisement. Let's start there. Protect your children, especially the ones that are way too young to be able to consent. So I know I went off on a little bit of a tangent here, but I did want to talk about this comparison, imitation, influencer sort of thing. I hear a lot, well, I'm living vicariously through the influencer. Is that helping or hurting you? And if it's hurting you, do you realize that it's hurting you? At the end of the day, remember that every single thing that these influencers, shell out to their audience is a tax write-off. Half the time, they don't even like the product. They just have to create content, and most of their content is around buying stuff. So take what they say with a grain of salt. And if you have kids and you're watching mommy vloggers, remember that if your kids are nurtured, loved, and you are present, and you are not putting them out onto the internet for clicks and views, you're doing just fine. You don't need any of this nonsense that they shill out to their audience. So I'm going to end today's video here. If you liked it, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.